This has nothing to do with Austin and his star power whatsoever. 19 years is a long time, bro.
Yeah.
That is a long time. Are those people even watching anymore?
Let me know what you think about this. Is it possible for the WWE to be so bad in their booking that, say, this week, next week, the beginning of March or so, you got 4 to 5 weeks left in Mania. You find out, you bring in Austin 4 to 5 weeks. He does a couple appearances. Do you think that the WWE could possibly, there's a lot of buzz. Austin comes back to Raw, WrestleMania. So that's going to be, all the way in media. It's going to blast out in media. Huge buzzing topic. That's going to draw some casuals. They're going to be drawn because it's going to be in media outlets. And so the casuals come from the media. That's, as a journalist, that's the reason why media outlets are very important. And so that brings in the casual fans. And they watch a Raw, so to speak, or two. Do you think, say, if they go from a 1.5 to a 1.9, so to speak, or even if they cross the 2 threshold, which they haven't done in a long time, especially consistently, they bump up 500,000 viewers, all right? So they go up to a 2. Do you think within 4 weeks they will lose a substantial amount of viewers? I know with Punk, they lost in a very short time. They lost about 400,000. So do you think that Austin, with WWE's bad booking, could be a victim of that as well?
Bro, there's a history. I mean, Chris, if we really wanted to do the research, I know it. And I don't want to do the research because I know what it is. I'm not going to waste my time. There is a history, bro, of the Raw after WrestleMania that always draws. And they do nothing on that show, bro. And the next week, they're right back to the average. Forget 4 weeks. The next week, bro, they're right back to their typical numbers. Bro, you can look at the last 20 years and you can see that same exact pattern. So if Austin appears and they get the media, like you said, in a big buzz, and he doesn't appear the following night, like they'll still tune in. A lot of people tune in the after effect of WrestleMania. That's always a big show. But bro, by the next one, they are right back to the 1,600 people.
So do you think that how substantial, again, going back to the media draw, because it will draw media, so it'll bring people in for the media. From now to WrestleMania, we have about 6 weeks, all right? So do you think that Austin could have a sizable increase? Just initially, the media gets drawn, people come back to watch the following Raw. Do you think he would have a sizable increase just for namesake? And do you think that will substantially decrease on the way to Mania, or do you think it'll stay consistent?
Bro, it's funny, bro, because I'm looking at a couple of things. Here's what I'm really looking at, and I'm really basing this a lot on Punk. First of all, bro, Punk is no Austin. Let's get that up front. No, take nothing away from CM Punk. He's not Austin level, okay? However, with that said, Chris, bro, for 7 years, they were chanting CM Punk's name during WWE shows for 7 years.
Chicago.
The guy was only away for 7 years.
Yeah.
Bro, we saw what happened. He came back. He drew the number. The next week, it was business as usual.
Yeah.
Now, here, bro, granted, we're talking about Austin here. But, Chris, we're talking about 19 years, not 7. We're talking about almost 3 times that amount. Yeah. So, when you look at that, Chris, the reality of it is Bro, if I was an Attitude Era fan at the age of 16, bro, I'm 46 now. No, not 46. I'm 30. I mean,
38.
Yes. I mean, bro, I don't think a 38-year-old is going to be in their life the same place they were at 16.
Yeah, you said 16. Okay, well, 16 will be 30. It'll be 35. But
Yeah. I don't think they're going to be in the same place in life.
Yeah,
bro, what I'm saying is this has nothing to do with Austin and his star power whatsoever. 19 years is a long time, bro. Yeah. That is a long time. Are those people even watching anymore?
Most likely, no. I mean, clearly, I mean, you during your time with Austin, y'all were getting 4s to 6s. I mean, consistently. So, I mean, have to, at least half. You know what I mean? Even if y'all had 4s on the low end, you know what I mean? 2 is the high end, so that's over half the loss.
Chris, you know what I guess is the closest thing we can compare it to? I guess this is the closest thing we might be able to compare it to when we look at professional sports. Bro, remember when Jordan came back to the Wizards?
Yep.
Remember that? Bro, that was nowhere near and that wasn't 19 years. Mm-mm. And that was nowhere, bro, when he first came, all the media, everything you said. But bro, a couple of games in, he was just another player. Yeah. So I don't know. And like I said, bro, this has nothing to do with Austin. I'm talking about time. I'm talking about almost 20 years, bro.
Yeah, and Jordan's my all-time favorite basketball player. And it was just a lot of just weirdness. He was number 45, and it was just like, what are y'all doing? Like, even with his namesake, he was a 6th man a lot with the Wizards. And so it was just like, just because he's Michael Jordan doesn't mean you still have to play the cards right for him the brand to still be relevant, right? And I think you got to do that with Austin too. Just because he's Austin doesn't mean you still don't need to play the cards right for the brand of Austin to be relevant. And I'm just not. So from a wrestling standpoint, I'm sure like a lot of hardcore fans will think, although a lot of people aren't a fan of Kevin Owens versus Austin, there's some who will say Kevin Owens it's a safe bet. He's a safe bet to go against Austin. Stunner versus Stunner. The story writes itself, although it really doesn't. When it goes from a casual standpoint, a casual fan has no clue that Kevin Owens does the Stunner, by the way. And so Austin comes in, and a lot of hardcore fans would say that Kevin Owens, based on his in-ring ability, could complement and accentuate the positives in Austin because
no casual fans care about that. The only people that care about that, Chris, are the people watching the show.
Or the hardcore.
Nobody else gives a crap about that. And again, Chris, with me, bro, I am a very logical guy. Now, Austin has said on the record, why would I come back? Like, what would be the point? Like, he has stated that, and he has said that. So what I'm looking at is he has stated on the record, why would I come back? It would make no sense. It's a total waste of time. So now, after saying that, 20 years later, bro, when you talk about story, there's got to be a reason why he's come back. You're going to tell me he's coming back because Owens is running down the state of Texas and Owens does the Stunner?
And WrestleMania's in Texas.
That's enough, bro, to bring somebody out of retirement. No, bro,
right
off the bat, it's got to be more than that. Bro, if Austin has gone on record where he has said, no, I'm not going to do it, and now all of a sudden he's got to do it, bro, there's only one reason he'd do it. If it were personal. That's the only he's gonna do it because a wrestler's using a move that he used. Like, do you know how bizarre that's insanity, bro?
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I mean, bro. If I was working with him and we were really able to make sense out of this and really make people believe, no doubt in my mind it could be huge. But with the tools they have, Good luck, man. I mean, good luck, bro.
And that's true. I'm a logical person with you too. It's like Austin, nearly 20 years of not competing in the ring, put The Rock over to retire at WrestleMania 19 in 2003. And it's like 19 years later, he sees Kevin Owens cut a promo on text. He's like, oh, absolutely not. Hold on. Let me gear up. Let me strap okay.
Bro, you're a Rocky guy. Remember how Creed had a GOAT Rocky out? Remember how they told that story, bro?
Yeah.
It would have to be right. It would have to be personal. That would be the only reason, bro.